Hey, help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also, hit that like button to subscribe if you want more Cavs-focused content.
Hey, man, it's getting real. It's getting real. It's getting real. Look, the Cavs are in a tough spot. It was one thing to be down 0-1. I wasn't really tripping about being down 0-1. As of recording this video right now, Boston is down 0-1 to New York, right? So that happens. You can dig yourself out of that, especially with the talent that the Cavs have on the roster. But that is what we are here to talk about, right? That is the big concern. How much of this talent are the Cavs going to have access to? The press conference from Kenny Atkinson yesterday did not seem overtly encouraging. It sent vibes of doom and gloom throughout a lot of Cavs fans, and it was very concerning. He goes out there and he mentions that DeAndre Hunter has a dislocated thumb on his shooting hand. Donovan Mitchell still working through a calf injury, even though I think Donovan Mitchell, his inconsistencies has been less about his injury and more about just Donovan being an inconsistent shooter at times, right? Like he did this in the first series where he made a bunch of like dribble drives, and then the next game he goes like 10 of 11 from three and misses a bunch of bunnies. So I'm not reading too much with the calf injury with Donovan Mitchell because we've seen this pattern before. I'm not convinced it's only the injury that's making him miss from three. He's just hot or cold, right? He can get hot as hell from three. He can get cold as hell from three. And that's kind of the nature of Donovan. But Darius still working off that toe injury. Not a ton of optimism there. Still listed as questionable on the injury report. And now you're staring down the barrel of Evan Mobley, who, reports say wasn't really moving well after that game and is on the injury report. And the Evan Mobley, DeAndre Hunter thing hurts a lot because Evan's backup is essentially DeAndre Hunter, right? Like if Evan were to miss a game, that means DeAndre starts. That's how the Cavs can survive that. But no Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter means you're probably going to have to pull Dean Wade to the starting lineup, maybe even consider giving minutes to Tristan Thompson. But more realistically, the rotation is probably going to shrink to 7 guys, right? Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Sam Merrill, maybe Isaac Okoro, right? You're just going to play about 7 guys. You're not going to have that many guys to go to. Still have Ty Jerome to go to, still have Max Strus, still have some options, but your rotation is going to shrink. Now, the good news for the Cavs is that I think they can get away with that for a game or two. I know people have this image of the Pacers in their mind of what they did game 1. And look, the Pacers are a good team, and they're certainly capable of doing again what they did in game 1 later in this series. But the Pacers are not going to do that every game in this series. This is a team, I know Pacer fans try to tell me that they don't turn the ball over, but you look at their numbers, they turn the ball over a ton with how they move the ball. They play with high pace. So there are going to be lanes to attack the Pacers, and the Cavs can get hot nights from Max Strus, from Ty Jerome, from Donovan Mitchell, right? Because I really wouldn't even consider Donovan Mitchell in game 1 to be a hot night. That was a really off night from Donovan, right? So it's not really a surprise in a night where you did not have Darius Garland and you didn't have a hot night from Donovan Mitchell and you didn't have a hot night from any of your bench players. And the only guy who really had it going offensively was Evan Mobley, that you didn't beat the Pacers when they were shooting 60% from 3. I'm trying to not to overreact to everything in the moment because I understand that all of this information being thrown at Cavs fans right now can be a bit overwhelming. But let's just put this in game-by-game perspective. Do you think the Pacers are beyond losing a game to a Cavs team that has a ton of injuries right now? I don't think the Pacers are beyond that. I think you can beat the Pacers if you play a tight enough game. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. And I'm not saying the Pacers are some scrub team. Again, they're a 50-win basketball team. But you can still beat the Pacers. And you've demonstrated that you can get a lead on the Pacers without a full unit. You've done this before, so it wouldn't be a surprise if you were able to do it to them again. The real question with the Cavs is how long is the Evan Mobley injury going to be a thing? What's Darius going to look like when he comes back from this injury? And DeAndre Hunter, how long of an injury are we talking? And is this going to be something that affects his shooting performance for the rest of the playoffs? That's really what we have to think about and what we have to figure out for this team. If this is something Cleveland has to survive for a game or two, if they play well enough, if they get enough clutch performances from their guys, they can survive this. But understand, right now the Cavs have to be in survival mode, right? Because what you don't want to be is in a situation where you're down 0-2, you're going on the road, Evan Mobley is out, Darius Garland is out, maybe you lose another player and you're facing 0-3 on the surface right there. I don't know who's going to play in this game today. I don't know if Darius is going to play. I don't know if Donovan's going to play. But I don't know if Darius is going to play. I don't know if Evan's going to play. I don't know if DeAndre is going to play. But whatever Cavs they get to throw out there, you need to get better shooting splits than you got the night before. And maybe if the Pacers don't shoot as well, or maybe if the Pacers shoot just what they average, then you can survive it a lot better. But it's survival mode for the Cavs. This is the opportunity for the Pacers to take control of the series. This is what they've been hoping for going up against the Cavs, which is to catch them with injuries and to be able to attack them and take away home court advantage for the rest of the series. This is where the Pacers want to be at right now. It's up to the Cavs to take that away from them. And it's going to take some gutsy performances from some guys that, aren't normally on the front cover of the videos, right? We're used to putting Donovan on the front cover, and maybe Donovan comes out tomorrow and gives you 45, and that evens the series up. But what's stopping you from going down 2-1? Well, you're probably going to need some role players to step up. Either way, it's the Max Struses of the world. It's the Jared Allens of the world. It's the Ty Jeromes of the world that were always going to be the difference in the Cavs' ability to win a championship, right? We know that Darius can put up points. We know that Donovan can put up points. We know that Evan Mobley is a wizard defensively. All of these things are true about these guys, and we know that to be true. But in order to win a championship, you're going to need your role players to step up big in big moments. I just got done watching the New York Knicks take game one from the Boston Celtics, had multiple role players step up against the Boston Celtics, right? You get a big play from Mikal Bridges, stealing the ball at the end of overtime that seals that game away, right? You're going to need that, and that was inevitable. We knew that going into the playoffs, that the Cavs were going to need some big performances from some role players. Well, ladies and gentlemen, strap in. Tonight's the first night. You know for a fact, all right, somebody has to step up. Because even if Darius plays, no guarantee he's going to be 100%. Even if DeAndre plays, no guarantee he's going to be 100%. Same thing with Evan Mobley. You're going to need Max Strus to step up and make some shots. You're going to need Sam Merrill to step up and make some shots. You're going to need Isaac Okoro to make a shot or two. You're going to need Dean Wade to make a shot or two. You're going to need your role players to step up like Indiana's role players stepped up in game one to steal it from them. Don't tell yourself it's even anywhere close to over yet. It's just beginning, to be honest with you. And this is what the playoffs are all about. Everybody's talked about how the Cavs need adversity. The Cavs have to deal with adversity. Well, congratulations. You got it. This is adversity. Now we see how the Cavs handle this adversity. In previous years, they've shrunk to this adversity, but the Cavs team that I've seen this year handles a challenge like this and comes out and plays some of the best basketball that they have. we'll see what we get here because they're in a tough spot right now. And that's where they're at. There's no debating it at this point. They're in a tough spot. Indy took game 1. You got a lot of injuries for game 2. This can get ugly quick. But on the other hand, if you're able to win one of these games or win some of these games where you don't have Darius or you don't have Evan and you don't have DeAndre and you know that, give it a game or two, you're going to get those guys back, then all of a sudden you have a huge opportunity in your hands to shift momentum back over to you. Because if you're able to win one of these games that, the Pacers are going to have circled, hey, this is our best opportunity to win, right? They're out one of their star players or out 2 of their star players. If you can win one of those games, you can survive it long enough to get these guys back, then all of a sudden you can pull this series more in control the way you want to. So a lot of ways to look at this game. I'm looking at it as an opportunity to see where this Cavs team is as far as being able to answer the challenge of adversity. They are handed it undoubtedly. You can't debate it anymore. This is adversity. How do you answer this, right? We're going to see the Boston Celtics have to answer adversity going down 0-1 at home. So you got to answer the adversity because of the injuries, right? That's really what's here. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a strong one. Let's see what the Cavs do tonight. But that's my thoughts before the game. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.